the top dog, we at the top level. I'm a rebel, line up cause I'm a top rebel. Look in my eyes, this is my time. Step up, rise up, strike first, bring it on.
We're about to do some fight announcements.
All right, fight fans, here we go. Now in the cage, the co-main event of this evening, 3 rounds of mixed martial arts for the vacant SparStar Promotion featherweight title. Once again, our referee in charge of this bout, George Gallegos. And now, introducing to you first, fighting out blue corner, he is wearing gray trunks. He is training out of Aguirre's Fighting System in Fontana. He weighed in 144 pounds. His record, 6 wins, 1 loss with 4 wins, coming by way of stoppage. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Elijah Bratton. His opponent across the cage on my left, fighting out of the red corner. He is wearing black trunks, trimmed in gray. He is training out of Subfighter MMA in Laguna Hills by way of Dublin, Ireland. He weighed in 143 pounds. His record, undefeated, 3 wins, no losses, with 2 wins coming by way of stoppage. Ladies and gentlemen, introducing Bratton McArdle. Once again, our referee in charge, George Gallegos, to give final instructions.
All right, gentlemen, we went over the rules in the dressing room. I expect a clean fight. Obey my commands at all times. Any questions from the blue corner? Any questions from the red corner? Touch gloves, come out fighting.
All right, John. A title fight is about to happen right in front of us. Very excited, as it is our co-main event. 2 very, very interesting young prospects about to go to war. And, I think it's going to be a good fight.
Yeah, I mean, if the weight division is any indicator alone,
Yeah.
it's going to be a great fight. Here we have 2 of the best at this level. Good leg kick. Ooh. Close the distance.
Good extension there. And
it looks like he went for a front kick and turned it into an axe kick at the end. That was, you don't see that every day.
And I mean, Elijah timed that very nicely to engage. The question is, can he finish this takedown here? It's going to be a little more difficult. He's going to be chasing here. He doesn't want to quite give up his back. Kind of swats him away like a cat there.
It's good defense from Brandon. Good right hand from Brandon.
We were talking a little bit about kind of the collective history of both of these gentlemen. You know, Elijah's submission game is not to be overlooked as well. A great deal of his wins have come via submission. And he's starting off with definitely trying to put that pressure on Brandon early on in this fight.
Yep, good. Digging that underhook. I like that knee to get out of the clinch from Brandon. Steps in, throws that 1-2. He really drops his head when he throws that. Let's see, yeah, that could be a little risky if Elijah times a knee or a kick.
Good combination there by Brandon.
Yep. Step in hook.
No.
And just, Elijah just kind of bullies his way in, gets to this upper body clinch, drops to a single leg, runs the pipe, gets the takedown. Beautifully done. That run the pipe takedown so much easier when your opponent has an overhook, just like that.
If he was
looking for a darce here, too.
And, ooh, that is nice. That is looking really good here. Brandon is not really doing much to kind of get out of it.
If the shoulder's far enough away from the neck, it might be hard to finish this,
That's true, John.
but it is deep.
It's
so
definitely super deep. And I mean, this is a position that you've seen Elijah kind of utilize. It's just most people don't have the arm span to keep that darce like that on.
Well, grabbing around the waist like this does separate the shoulder quite a bit. It can be hard to finish, and if Elijah doesn't finish, are his arms going to get burned out?
Well, he's going to have a minute to. What? Couldn't tell for a split second. I thought he was tapping, but it was just kind of getting those peppered in shots. With the end of that round being there, it's a good look for Elijah, honestly. Like, Elijah has won several of his fights via submission, and it does look like in the fight record for Brandon, he has won one of his fights via submission, the other by TKO and SD. So, I wonder on this particular case, John, if you're Elijah, the game plan has probably been to get this guy down and try and submit him. If that was the intel you needed, you're not far off. You just have to make some small adjustments, and you might be within your lane of getting that finish.
That's true. That's true. But, I mean, the Darce is one of those ones where if you are, I mean, that was like a dead to rights Darce at some point, it looked like. And if you're still not finishing it, and you're, how much energy are you putting into it? Because that could affect your arms for the rest of the fight.
I would agree. I would like to see if Elijah gets another stab at that, but from an opportunity where he can be more on the side as opposed to falling back. I wonder if that changes things too, because I think being off your back and trying to finish that Darce, it's not impossible, but in a fight, that adrenaline when you're like, no, I'm not tapping to this.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see.
Load up.
Yeah, the fact that he allowed Brandon to get his arm to that near side too, which that really does alleviate it. Oh, great right hand from Elijah though. Oh, and another right hand.
Elijah with these great reads here. And Brandon sticking to it, no issue, comes right back in,
drops to a single leg. Let's see if he can finish this one the way Elijah did. With that whizzer, running the pipe is very strong. Of course, the shin on the outside at the moment gives it up. Goes for double unders. Wouldn't mind seeing him trying to step in front with that left leg. Well,
and you know,
lets
Elijah
it go.
Was telegraphing that head control. He wanted to control that, bring that down, break that posture a little bit. I have a bad feeling if Elijah did collect that head, the type of control he would have had off of it. Nonetheless, they're back to standing here. Get to see a little bit more of their stand-up. Nice. I mean, it found a home, but Elijah was not ready to say, that's going to hurt me. Elijah just kind of kept right on his mission as well. He's gotten some great combinations here. Brandon under duress, trying to address a few of these. Elijah looking for another takedown. Now we see a reverse of what we just saw 2 minutes ago, John.
Yeah, and as soon as Brandon puts in this whizzer, look for Elijah to run the pipe. Going for this 100%. He's going to get the sweep out of this. Yep, he should. Hips down. Yeah. Oh, he missed his opportunity. Ends up on bottom. Comes up, though, so
this is what I was talking about in terms of control with that head. This isn't exactly the way I think Elijah is counting on it, but it did give him to go down. It's just off, slightly off on the way he fell back.
Yeah, Brandon sneaks his head out, and he's going to end up on top, and this is really good for Brandon. See if Elijah can kick out of this one.
And there's 50 seconds here that it's going to feel like an eternity unless Elijah gets out very quickly.
Good with the one underhook. Good
bump.
Moves.
All right.
Gets back to guard. See if.
And you know what, John? Him with that right hand, having that underhook with that butterfly, that's a good weapon to have if he really wanted it. Like, he built back and already is now choosing his options. Most people just kind of stay stuck in that. Yep. Now there's a little bit of a fight.
Gets taken to his back, though.
Brandon really stayed on that.
That was a good body lock.
He body locked that. I was wondering exactly what the control was.
Yeah.
Yeah, just staying really tight on him is a smart choice.
That was very savvy. Trying to step over. He's gonna end up on bottom. Wow. Yep. Looking for a triangle off of this, but I don't know if there's enough time.
I don't see this triangle necessarily getting finished as that will expire that time for that second round. A much better round for Brandon. Brandon looking pretty good, especially toward the end of that. Seeing Elijah take, a little bit heavier of breaths in and out, I think that definitely builds a little bit on you.
Yeah. This is a good fight. I'm curious to see who's going to pull out this third round.
All right, John, we're about to go into the third and final round here. Both gentlemen have had their moments tonight.
That's true.
It'll be very interesting to see. And it is odd because some of those moments kind of were moments that Elijah was trying to push the action, and he actually got kind of reverse Uno. So he has been, from start to finish, pushing the action, but Brandon has proven very savvy. Very smart in terms of maintaining and controlling. And now Elijah's not wasting any time. He wants to go straight into a takedown here.
Yep.
He does get it.
Yeah.
Now just coming in very aggressive. Yeah, I think he wants to put a nice exclamation mark on this fight if it does go to a decision.
Yep. Brandon climbing that high guard usually indicates you're going for a triangle or an armbar. Looks like a triangle in this case. That punch through triangle. There we go. Leg over the head. Yep.
That is one arm in, one arm out.
Yep.
That is slightly concerning.
It's a loose triangle. He doesn't have it the full figure four yet. Let's see if he can lock it up. He'll probably have to reach up and grab his shin. Or he's going to grab the outside of the foot, which is usually not the good way to do it. Wow, he pulls it back, though. Now it's locked.
Again.
Now this is different.
That is tough.
It's going to go on the arm.
Oh, that arm is trapped there. There's 2 minutes left to go. There's a forearm power bomb that does release him. And now Elijah uses that as a great opportunity to build back in. I mean, John, that was tough, and he might find himself back in there if he doesn't watch that posture. If you're Elijah, you definitely want to keep posturing back up, which is hard, because he also wants to keep those strikes coming in.
And you just got to remember to hook the leg so they can't lift you if you're on the bottom, because that should have been the end of the fight right there. But getting lifted, of course, the slam is going to get you out of that. Or potentially get you out of it, at least.
Well, John, think about this, too. If you're Elijah, how much does doing that powerbomb take it out?
Oh, he throws himself right into a triangle again. He's going to lock this up. Let's see if he hooks the leg, or he's going to get slammed again.
Out of it.
No, he never locked it up the full way.
Done. Yeah, but again, to me,
going for a Kimura now?
To me, this series, this chain is exhausting. What's happening here with that arm, John?
Yeah, Brandon's got a Kimura grip. Of course, that means that there's a body lock, and he's in a good position, Brandon. If he can separate, the hands are separated. If he can get this arm on the outside, he could finish this. It is
a
finishable
move, 100%.
He needs to get his hips to the outside of the hips.
Yeah.
Usually to finish. He can finish it from here, though, if he's lost the arm.
He's got to give that up, unfortunately.
So he's going to end up on bottom, and this is terrible with his legs turned to the side, too. Yep. I mean, I don't think that the judges in MMA typically wait near submissions.
Yeah.
So you've got to give this round firmly to Elijah. Now gets pushed off. He's going to go for a leg lock. Steps over. He's got this outside heel hook. Bails on it. Comes up on top.
Can you do the heel hook, though, in an amateur fight, John?
You're not allowed to. You're right.
Yeah.
You're not allowed to.
We're just so used to it in our time. But there are other submissions you could potentially get from there. Elijah makes good for one more takedown, decides to introduce Brandon's face to the mat. And that's going to conclude the fight. And you know what?
This is a good fight.
I will say, whomever wins this, and I think we might have a good idea who,
good sportsmanship,
I would tell you this. They earned that from that performance.
Yeah.
Because that was being put under duress.
Yes.
And you really have to dig deep to make that one
Absolutely.
work.
And there's that barrage of strikes from Elijah. Oh, it's a good body shot.
Solid stuff, John.
Yep.
We're going to go figure out who won this and do this interview.
All right, we will see you in there in just a moment's time, Raf. And here's that big slam out of the triangle. That was Brandon's chance to really finish, but he just didn't hook the leg, got lifted, had to let it go. And there was that body lock. Really nicely done from Elijah. Great fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of action, we go to our scorecards. We have our decision. All 3 judges cage side scored the bout 30-27 in favor of our winner by unanimous decision. He is the new SparStar Promotion featherweight champion, the blue corner, Elijah Bratton.
Ladies and gents, I'm here with your winner, Elijah. Congratulations. You look nice with the gold around the waist. What are your first words as champ?
Oh, I didn't think about this. First, I'd like to thank my opponent. He's a great guy. He really put me through it. I'm pretty sure I'm going to have a limp for 2 weeks at least. You see that knot? My goodness. I would like to give glory to God. It is through him that I have the strength. I was talking to my coach and training partner, Danny, about how I was feeling last night. I'm sure you saw I didn't feel my best. The weight cut really took some out of me. And all I could think about last night when I was laying in bed, no sleep, was a verse from Romans 8. The suffering that I go through now is nothing compared to the future joy that I'll feel. So all glory to God. It's in these moments after I've suffered and I triumphed that I truly feel his presence. So all glory to God.
I said this on the commentary, but I said, whoever wins this belt endured a good war and showed that they were deserving of this belt. You, throughout offense, looked amazing, putting that pressure on from that Darce up top. When you were in trouble in that triangle, found your way through multiple times, got a power bomb no less, and then in that very dominant last round, made a statement. So I'd like to say to you, sir, you deserve it. Now you have this. What happens next for you?
We're right on the cusp of taking that jump to pro. After talking with my coaches, we believe it's in the best interest that I get one more fight in. I want the state title. This makes 3 belts for me. The state title will make 4. We had to figure out who has it, and if they're a champ in another promotion, which I think they are, I'll get 2 belts, make it a nice clean 5. And at that point, we will take the jump and be going pro.
Well, you know, I know a lot of people here are excited to see you go pro, but for tonight, why don't you go celebrate with your team a well-deserved championship. Ladies and gentlemen, give it up for your winner, Elijah Bratton.